Hello, fellow detectorists. Yes, here we are. We're back out again. Now, I'm out on permission number 2. Sorry there was no video last weekend. I promised to come back up onto this pasture field last weekend on the Saturday, but I had a couple of other things going on at the weekend, which mainly stopped me from coming out. But the weather has been terrible. I don't need to tell you what it's been like in other parts of the UK. But even here it's waterlogged. I've just been talking to the farmer. He's saying that his fields in certain places are waterlogged. He's already lost some rape crops through another reason, actually, not because of the water, but it is waterlogged. But anyway, I wanted to give it a go on this pasture field. Last time I was here, I've only done it once before. I went round in a big sort of oval loop with my Goldmax Power and didn't have a lot, to be honest, because the grass was really long. But we'll give it a go in here today with the Orks. My usual program settings, but I normally tweak the sensitivity and the discrimination, but I'm going to leave it factory settings apart from the frequency, mainly because it's so wet. I shouldn't need to fine tune it so much today, but we'll see how we go. The grass isn't too bad in here at the moment. If I don't find that much, or I get the feeling as though I'm not going to find that much, then I'll go onto one of the fields and try it. But anyway, we'll see. It's 10 to 9, as you can see. It's the 16th of November. I'm here till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, as usual. It's supposed to be dry. Might even get a bit of sun. But we'll see. Anyway, you'll see me at my first find. Bye for now. Here we go, folks, we've got our first find, and it looks like it might be a coin, or possibly, I should imagine, a trader's token. You can see where it's come from, just down here in front of us, and it is this. Like I say, I think it's a trader's token. It's very, very thin. It's a coppery sort of material, I think. Perfectly round. That gave me 79 in the ground. It's about 3 or 4 inches down, and 80 once it came out. So I think that's what's left of a trader's token. One of these local ones. Now I am on this pasture field. I know by looking at because I can get early 1800s maps for this area, and I know that 3/4 of the way across this field, which is roughly where I am, running all the way up to the end, there was a footpath that ran all the way down to the farmhouse behind me. So I'm working along that line at the moment, so that'll be my best bet. I thought that's where I'd try first anyway. But look, first find, this little trader's token, so I'm pleased with that. Anyway, let's carry on. Here we go, folks, got our next find, and it is another coin. You can see where it come from, just down there. This one was a bit deeper, it's about 4 or 5 inches deep, and you can just make out something on there. Look, I think this could be it's either a King George II, again very, very thin. It's either King George II or possibly earlier. Could be one of these Corollas. But I might be able to see more on that when I get it home and I give it a bit of a soak. But that's great. That's another coin. Oh, that's already 2 coins I found in this pasture field. I know the long grass was going against my Goldmax power last time I was in here. But the Orcs has already found me 2 things. Nice things as well, so let's carry on. I could very well be spending the day in this field, but we'll see. Bye for now. Hello folks, I just had a find down here. Gave me quite a good signal actually. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen anything like this before. It's very sort of rough, cast looking almost. I mean, it might not be anything that much, but it looks too rough to be a bit of machinery. You see around this side it looks very, I don't know. That's a strange one. It probably is quite modern, not that old. Just looks a bit weird. Anyway, let's carry on. Hello folks, just had our next find and it is a button. But this is quite a nice one. As you can see, it's one of these military buttons. Typical sort of griffin and lion, I think, or sort of design. Still got the back on it, but no shank, unfortunately. But the shanks on these are the first things to go. They sort of either pull out, because they're only very loosely a piece of bent over wire that just goes in there, literally. That's quite nice. I do like getting these when they come out. Anyway, we'll carry on. I might go on to the fields in a little bit. This pasture field is turning out the finds. I'm getting more on here with the Orcs than I did with my Goldmax power, but there again, the long grass was against the Goldmax power, like I said before. But they have actually drilled all the fields up here now, so I'm interested to have a go on the area where I found the Roman ring, because that might have stirred up the ground up there and I might find a bit more, but I'll see how muddy it is. This pasture field is very waterlogged, so I could very well come back here again if I try out the fields and they're too bad. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm still going to stay on here for another 20 minutes or so. Bye for now. Here we go folks, got our next find, and this one is another coin, and I can make out a little bit more on this one. There's something written on the left hand side there. I can't quite make out. I should imagine this is probably one of the early George farthings or something like that, I'm guessing at the moment. But there's quite a distinctive circle going around there and something written, but I thought for a moment it might have been a Roman coin, but I don't know, not that thin. Anyway, as usual, I'll give it my clean up at home, and we'll see later. Lovely, let's carry on. Here we go, folks. It's something you don't see every day. It is a bag seal, like we find a lot of, but as you can see, this one's been unused. It's been dropped, I should imagine, and hasn't been squashed onto a bag. So that's interesting. You wouldn't imagine or expect to find an unused bag seal, but they must have been sealing up bags of something here at one time. So that's an interesting little find. Like I say, you don't often see them unsquished, for the want of a better term. Anyway, we'll carry on. Here we go, folks. Got myself a buckle, and it's complete with the iron pin as well, as you can see. So it's probably not that old. Looks like horse tack, or possibly a big buckle off of the end of a horse strap belt or something. A big iron pin still on there, look. Anyway, we'll carry on. I think I'll probably go onto the fields now and see how I get on there. If they're too muddy, then I'll just come back on this pasture field. Bye for now. Here we go, folks. Just had another target. One just down here, as you can see, gave me a cracking signal, and it is this. Now we've got obviously something in the clod here, so what this is, I'm not sure. It looks a bit like a coin. Yes, it is. This is great because it looks quite old to me straight away, and it was right on the surface. I can tell by the shape of it that it looks quite old, and there might be some. Let me just give this a quick spray. Oh yeah, I think I can see Britannia on the back. See that? I'll just give this a quick spray. Yes, there we go, folks. Look, I think I can see three ones up there in the 1 o'clock stroke 2 o'clock position, so I'm guessing this is a George III. Lovely. It might even be older than that, but just make it out on there. And you can see Britannia on the back. Oh yeah, we can almost see a date on there as well. Look. I'm not sure. Could be 1872, is that? Might even be 1772. It'll be 1772, I think, roughly. I can't remember offhand what the 1772s are. I think they're Georgia 2nds, Georgia 3rds, I'm not sure. But you can see Britannia on the back there. And can we see anything? Not sure. I'll find out. You will no doubt see pictures shortly. Anyway, let's carry on. Here we are, folks. Just had another little find, and it's one of these nameplate type things they probably would have had over the sort of eye patches that you see on horses, on a team of horses. These would have been stuck on the leather straps and all that sort of thing, probably at one time with the owner's initials on. And this would have been polished right up. Can't see anything on it now. It's got a strange sort of fixings on the front of this one. Don't normally see that. You can see on the back the rivets where it would have been pushed through the leather. Anyway, we'll carry on. Find a few of these. Various sizes, usually to get the bigger ones. Bye for now. Here we are, folks. Got another little find here, and this is, I would guess, I thought it might have been a ring to a little watch winder or something like that at first, but it's quite big for a watch winder ring, so I'm wondering whether this might have actually been in the top of the pocket watch. This bit still spins, as you can see, so I'm guessing that's probably in the top of a pocket watch or something like that. Normally the watch winders that I find, the rings on the watch winders are normally quite a bit smaller than this, probably half the size of this, just to give you some idea, but that's what I think anyway. Let's carry on.